It's literally impossible to look bad in a picture when you understand the secrets of a selfie. If you're a human being with a face, then this video is for you. Oh, sorry buddy, this is not for you. Unlike other videos, this video will teach you everything you need to know to take perfect selfies, step by step, from the technical stuff like the best phone camera settings for selfies that I promise you haven't heard before, to the best location to take selfies, and more secrets like where to go to make your skin glow and look healthy, with or without the sun. Lastly, all the human stuff, what to do with your eyes, mouth, hair, head, and hands. No matter who you are now, by the end of this video, you will learn how to transform your selfies from this to this to this, and this to this. Be sure to watch until the end because I have other secrets and exercises sprinkled all throughout to make sure that everything you learn will work for you. But first, nothing I say will mean anything to you if you can't honestly answer these 3 questions. Why do you have low self-esteem and low self-confidence? Are your beliefs helping or hurting you? And after learning these tips, why wouldn't they work for you? I'll help you answer these questions throughout the video, and you don't want to miss that. Technical tip for selfies: iPhone camera settings. Truth is, you're not ugly, and you probably don't suck at taking pictures. These cellular devices have a lot of potential. They've been full movies shot with them. So you may not have the best settings for selfies activated. Let's correct your camera settings. Keep in mind I'm working with an iPhone 14 Pro Max, so some settings may or may not be available to you. No matter your phone's make or model, just try to keep up to the best of your ability. Go to your settings and scroll down to camera. These are my settings for videos, which apply to you shooting high quality video selfies. If your phone offers it, you want to be shooting in 4K resolution. I like 24 frames per second, or FPS, because it gives the video a smooth and cinematic look. And it's the same settings your favorite movies are probably shot in. Here are my settings for slow-mo, record cinematic. In formats, having high efficiency activated has given me the best results. And under photo capture, turn these settings on, and I'll show you what that does momentarily. Go back to preserve settings, and play with these settings. These will ensure that when you make an adjustment to the settings, then close your phone, those settings won't be reset. Now under composition, turn everything on. Grid will guide you on the rule of thirds. Level will ensure your pictures don't come out slanted. Mirror front camera will make your phone screen reflect your image like a mirror. Now photographic styles is where the secret sauce is. Scroll through and choose the color style that you like the most. I like vibrant. It boosts the colors and tones of my images. Side note, while camera is open, you can swipe up and adjust your photographic styles in camera. Also, while I'm here, I have to mention that I have my exposure set to plus 0.3. This makes my images slightly brighter. Prioritize faster shooting will allow you to rapid fire your selfies, and lens correction will correct the front camera lens's barrel distortion. Macro control makes the back camera automatically switch to the best camera depending on how close you are to the subject. Speaking of the back camera, no matter which phone you use, its quality is always way better than the front camera. Look at the size difference. I mean, bigger means better, right? Practice taking selfies with this camera and the difference will be supreme. But wait, there's more. There's a way to double the size and resolution of your image, making it much higher quality and much more editable. We just turned this on in the settings and it's called Apple ProRAW Max. Look at the difference in the resolution of this selfie. This is not raw. Look at my skin pores and look at my quality. Look at how far it's letting me zoom. Versus the raw. You see from the top left, raw. Skin texture and quality, and look at how far it's letting me zoom here. It's further. And you can tell when you swipe up, 6,048 by 8,064 pixels. That's the raw version. Versus 3,024 pixels by 4,032 pixels. Regular version. And not only that, when you're editing a raw image, you have much more control of the final product. Let's just run a test really quick and put the auto. I don't like those edits, but let's just say that that's what I wanted. Versus putting an auto edit on this one. Look at the difference. Just with the auto edit alone. Raw versus regular. Raw versus regular. Perfect. With these new settings, you will see a major difference in your selfies. But if you don't get this next part right, well, you're doomed. Location tip for selfies: glowing skin. Without good lighting, you're Darth Vader. The worse the lighting is in your selfies, the higher chance you'll introduce it to the garbage can. So, what is good lighting? Ideally, you want to take your selfies with diffused, natural light. This means if you're outdoors, the best time to take a selfie is when it's cloudy or when the sun can't cause harsh shadows on your face because it's directly overhead. Unless you're in Hawaii, where the laws of physics don't apply because you're in heaven and everything is beautiful. You've probably heard of the term golden hour. This is the hour of sunrise or sunset when the light is soft, warm, and ready to make your flesh glow, no matter your complexion. But it doesn't last long. If you're outside and you missed golden hour, it's not cloudy, or you're not in Hawaii, then here's another solution. Find creative locations that diffuse the sunlight, like standing in places where the sunlight is reflected off of buildings or other surfaces onto you. This will create the best soft light for your selfies. Now, if you're indoors, it's the same thing. So head towards an open window where light can embellish your epidermis. Like outside, you don't necessarily want direct, harsh sunlight beaming on your face, unless that's the look you're going for. Instead, use a transparent white curtain or sheet to soften the light. Or try taking a step away from the window and use something like a reflector, cardstock, or even your walls to bounce the light onto your face and create an even look. Now, if you exist in a reality where there is no sunlight available, no worries, I still got you. I promised there was a way that you can take selfies without the sun and still have your skin glow. And the way to do that is to use artificial lights. There are plenty of fair price lights on the market, but I use a brand named WeLight. They didn't sponsor this video. I just really like how they have a wide array of colors for different moods, and I can control it all from my phone. No matter which light you use, you want one that has both warm and cold settings. Remember when we mentioned the golden hour was the best time to take pictures in general? Well, you can create your own golden hour by making your light warm. If you have an iPhone 12 or later, and in the worst case scenario, there is a way that you can take a selfie in complete darkness. This is the worst case scenario because your images won't be nearly as high quality as if you use the techniques I listed above. But if you open your front camera while you're in the dark, then you should see night mode. It's the waxing crescent phase that's at the top left next to the flash. You can also access it by swiping up on your screen. This is the setting to bring light to your darkness. And I get it. Sometimes you just gotta take a selfie while you're in a cave, or an alleyway, or a black hole. This is the setting you wanna make sure you use. Here are some bonus lighting secrets to remember. Tip number 1, unless you're going for a specific look, you never wanna be underlit, top lit, nor backlit. Being underlit is intentionally done when you wanna look polar, while being top lit turns your eyes into dark goggles of shadows and is used to create a moody vibe. And being backlit usually turns your face into a silhouette. These are general rules and can be broken at will, just be aware of them. Tip number 2, whenever possible, whether indoors or outdoors, you want there to be a reflection in your eyes. This makes you look alive. And it's so important they even represent it in cartoons. Flat, shark eyes look dead, so bring more life into your eyes by ensuring light can be reflected in them. Tip number 3, warm light can give your skin a little glow. For better results with the glowing of the skin, you'll want to follow a good skincare routine that makes your skin glow, look and feel healthy with or without light. I'm not a dermatologist, but what I use is a soap for sensitive skin, a moisturizing cleanser, a toner, niacinamide, hydrating lotion, eye cream, and more toner, in that order. My little sister taught me everything I know about that stuff. I'm not a skincare guru. Speaking of what I know, have you thought about it? Do you know why you have low self-esteem and low self-confidence? Why do you have low self-esteem and low self-confidence? I've been researching, studying, and analyzing the nature of the Homo sapien for a while now, and I've discovered one major root cause for low self-esteem and low self-confidence. Before I tell you the main cause, understand that these can play a role as well. Childhood and traumatic experiences. You don't listen to your heart and you're not following your passion. And you most likely watch the news, movies, and mainstream music, therefore filling your brain with negative messages, causing you to adopt a pessimistic view of the world. Now they're out in the open and you're aware of these things, you can choose to change how you interpret them. Choosing a more optimistic viewpoint will increase your self-esteem and confidence, improving how you feel, ultimately make you look better in your selfies. Now, the major root cause of your low self-esteem and low self-confidence is that you care too much about what other people say and think of you. You see, many of us are taught at a young age, either through observation or by our caregivers, that it's best to try to fit in or find a place where you belong among others. That's cool, but what that does is subconsciously programs you to become a people pleaser. Because when you care more about what other people say and think of you than what you say and think of yourself, that causes you to decrease your own value. Because if you don't do what other people do or go along with what other people say, well, then you don't fit in. If you don't fit in, then you have nowhere you belong, and you're taught that's bad. And with social media, you are inundated with other people's lives, perspectives, and beliefs, which you compare yourself to. Stop living through someone else's eyes. I'll dive a lot deeper into this on my next video, but for now, you need to learn how to take the perfect selfie. Yay! Human tip, selfie hairstyles. Now there's no way I could address every single hairstyle and hair texture in existence and give you steps on what to do with it. But I can say keeping your hair clean and groomed will do wonders for your self-confidence, which is reflected in your selfies. Human tip, what to do with your eyes for selfies. Why is it that when most people lie, they can't keep eye contact? We express ourselves through our eyes and brows more than any other feature on our entire face. As some guy named William Henry said, the eyes shout what the lips fear to say. William Henry. Your eyes are the gateway to your soul. So if you don't know how to use them in your selfies, then people won't be able to connect with you. This is my crash course for what to do with your eyes for selfies. Most people make a grave mistake when taking selfies. But before I tell you what that is, I want you to tell me what emotion you think I'm feeling now. Ready? Did you just notice you were able to tell what emotion I was feeling by only looking in my eyes? Humans are amazing. We have an instinctual ability to empathically feel what other humans are feeling within. I mean, that's not a superpower. I want you to practice and try this exercise. Open your selfie camera and start recording the video. Cover your mouth with your hand and try to show different emotions just with your eyes and eyebrows alone. Try to look happy, confident, sad, angry, bored, etc. Look back at your video and be honest with yourself. Is the emotion you're expressing clear from your eyes alone? I don't know what that is. The grave mistake that people make when taking selfies is that when using the front camera, they only look at themselves. Tell me, what emotion does it look like I'm expressing now? This looks like I'm shy, nervous, or have low self-esteem. Just like if a person is talking to you face to face and you stare down at the ground. Your camera is a portal for everyone who lays their eyes on your picture. So unless you're going for a moody look intentionally, you're going to look directly into the camera lens or somewhere close to it. This is very bold and powerful as it translates into confidence for everyone who sees it. Shh. Here's a secret that professional models use to look more confident with their eyes alone. Look at me. No emotion, no life in my eyes. Now look at me, focused, determined, confident. Can you tell what I did differently? Supermodel Tyra Banks coined the term smize. It's smiling or showing emotion with the eyes and not the mouth. It can take time for people to perfect it, but it's like a relaxed micro expression before a squint.
Wait a minute, who are you?
It slightly elongates the eyes while lifting your face cheeks subtly. For men, it can come off as determined, focused, confident, sexy. For women, it can come off as fierce, seductive, confident, sexy. It makes everybody look sexy and confident. So be sure to try it in your next selfie and tell me how it goes. Speaking of telling me how it goes. Human tip, how to smile. Say cheese. Say money. Yeah. Which one looks better to you? For a selfie, you don't always have to smile showing your teeth. You can do other things too. I'll show you 3 simple techniques that models use for the lower half of our face. Number 1, you can't go wrong with a slight smirk. Relax your face and try to chuckle or slightly smile on the side of your face that feels most natural. Allow your eyes to feel that emotion too. The secret is in the subtlety. You don't want to overdo this. Number 2, now let's do the straight face, aka the model face. First, relax your entire face. Activate your subtle smiles. Microscopically tilt your head down. Feel free to clench your teeth a little. You can even try sucking your cheeks in, but it's not mandatory. Most importantly, tap into your inner confidence. Feel free to imagine that you're the coolest person on the planet if that helps. Because you are. Now number 3 may just become your favorite, but first let me help you answer this question. Are your beliefs helping or hurting you? First of all, let's identify what is a belief. According to award-winning researcher in sciences, Dr. Joe Dispenza, a belief is a thought you think over and over and over again. Notice how the definition had nothing to do with your belief being true or false, because that doesn't matter. What matters is how your belief makes you feel. Let's say, I don't know, you decided to change your current belief of yourself to, I'm perfect the way I am now. Or, I'm worthy of everything I desire, and more. Or, no matter what happens, I choose to be happy. Forget what you've been taught. If you believe those statements, how would this make you feel? That's what matters. Number 3 is this face. Notice how my mouth is slightly open, not wide open. Unless you're into that fish stuff. You into that fish stuff? Put your teeth together, but don't clench them. Very slightly part your lips, then completely relax them. This should feel totally natural, not forced. Human tip, facial expressions. Now you may be asking, what's the best facial expression for selfies? Fortunately, there is no one answer. You've already learned the smile, smirk, straight model face, and the Bass Pro Shop, or open mouth face. Experiment with any other facial expression, but feel free to build on those foundations. Human tip, selfie poses. Now for the question that all of our ancestors have been asking for centuries. How to pose for a selfie. Again, there is no one answer, but there is a way to find which angle is most flattering for your cranium. Let's call this exercise the 360-degree owl. First, take out your phone and record a video of yourself up close. Keep your eyes looking directly into the camera. Tilt your head left and right. Then slowly turn your head in one direction. In a full 360 degrees if you can. Or until you can't, but you can see the profile of your face. From there, tilt your head up and down, stop, then repeat in the other direction. Continue until you've seen your face from every angle imaginable. Now pull the camera back and repeat the same exercise. Then watch the video and screenshot the angles that you like the most. These are your go-to angles for your selfies. One angle that looks good on most skulls is a 3/4 view. Try it out to see how it looks on your skull. Lastly, you may be wondering what to do with your hands. I have no idea. Use your hands as extensions of your body to express emotions that you want to convey. There are countless possibilities of what to do with your hands, but here are a few. For ladies, I've seen touching your hair or your face with a soft hand works pretty well. Not a hard hand, but like a soft hand. But if all else fails, just search selfie ideas on Pinterest. Because you stayed this far into the video, I have to share another 10 bonus selfie tips that I haven't mentioned. But before I give them all to you, let me help you answer the final question I asked earlier. After learning these tips, why wouldn't they work for you? The only constant in life is change. Yet most people do whatever it takes and everything in their power to resist change. Change doesn't have to mean anything negative. It can mean growth and evolution. These tips won't work for you if you're closed-minded and you're comfortable with how things are unfolding in your life now and how you feel about yourself. If those areas are not where you want them to be and you desire change in your life, then you have to change first. Remember this, you are perfect the way you are now. Learn to tune out the noise of society and listen to yourself. Your thoughts, ideas, and opinions are more important to you than anyone else's. You deserve to love yourself. And perfect practice makes perfect pictures. When you rebuild those neural pathways, change your beliefs to ones that benefit you, and tap into your inner confidence, you will feel 1,000,000 times better, and your pictures will look 1,000,000 times better. 10 bonus selfie tips from a professional model. Tip number 1, when you have confidence, you can break almost all of these rules and still end up with an amazing selfie. Tip number 2, if you want to bring the movement of your selfies to life, use live mode and select the type of motion you want to add. If you want high quality images, never shoot in this mode. Tip number 3, play with portrait mode. This adds the blurry background and gives you other settings to play with. Increase or lower the f-stop before or after taking the image to adjust how much blur the background has. Tip number 4, while shooting with the back camera, change your zoom magnification for different effects. Tip number 5, how to hide a double chin in photos. Aggressively looking downward at your camera can create some unfavorable consequences. Instead, lift your chin upward and outward slightly to give yourself a more defined jawline. Tip number 6, for those that biologically can, and if you're still not confident in your double chin or facial symmetry, consider growing yourself a beard. It'll add structure and balance to the face. Just be sure to keep it clean, groomed, shaved, and hydrated. Tip number 7, how to improve facial symmetry. Wearing a pair of glasses or shades adds structure and something symmetrical to the face. Just keep in mind that each face shape requires a different style of frame. You can break these rules, just find a pair that you like. Tip number 8, play with accessories for different looks. Accessories can turn an ordinary selfie into a masterpiece. If you have any piercings, try different shaped jewelry for a different look. And if you have a head, you can try different style hats and headpieces. Tip number 9, correct your posture. While keeping your shoulders relaxed, imagine a string pulling the top of your head vertically. It lifts your chin and chest. This is not only the posture you want in pictures, but also how you want to walk around on Earth and Mars if Elon invites you. Tip number 10, everyone's face shape, eyes, and mouths are unique and different. So practice all the exercises and tips that I provided to find what works best for your face. Bonus tip, using a full body mirror or placing your camera on a stable windowsill or tripod, then activating the self timer can give you maximum mobility and allow you to experiment with many different movements, environments, and selfie styles. Side note, I left a few affiliate links to everything that I personally use and things that I truly think will help you in the description below. Need more confidence and self-esteem? I'm a problem solver. I'm big on identifying and fixing the core causes of things, even if it gets uncomfortable. I've shown you the best camera settings, how to light your face, and everything you need to take the perfect selfie. But if you don't fix the core problems, then that won't be enough. Watch this video next to learn how to build your low self-esteem and low self-confidence once and for all. And look amazing, even if your picture is taken with a potato.